I have come to realize as his wife and caregiver that I'm not able to fix him at all. This constant survivor guilt and the effects of war and his nightmares and things are always there, haunting him. And my experience in the last few years, I've recognized that when a combat vet starts to withdraw and isolate themselves, bad things can start to happen, and they can go into a downward spiral really fast. And I knew that I had to prevent that.
This buddy of his, they were in the same foxhole, and the mortar, you can hear it coming. He says, "Shh, it's coming, it's coming." So the duck, but that thing came, and then it just went through his arm. It went right through it.
I started calling people, "Have you seen Bob? Have you seen Bob? Have you seen Bob?" And nobody'd seen him, and so I called my 2 kids that were there, and my youngest son and I went down to the police department, and I said, "My husband's missing." And they said, "Well, Mrs. Totmiller, he's an adult, and we can't do anything for you because he has every right to leave." And I said, "No, you don't understand. He's never left before. He's never done this. He's always come home." One of my kids put it really well. They said, Mom, Dad was killed in Vietnam. It just took him 40 years to die.
When I got married, I promised to be there through thick and thin, and I didn't promise Art that, I promised God that. So I guess that's where I'm at. And every night I say, "Is it up yet, God? Because I don't know if I can do another day."
I think it's a matter of accepting who he is today too, because I do remember George as a young man back in the day, and although there are a lot of similarities between him then and now, there are a lot of differences too, and it's a waste of time to lament about the past. I love him for who he is now.
We always went back to the fact we've got to be a team. We can't go off and sulk. We can't go off and turn the other person off. You've got to turn around and look at me. You've got to talk to me. And this is what we had to do. And there were times that we didn't talk, that we just held hands. We just held hands.
The first time it was fathers, the last time it was sons, and in between your husbands marched away with drums and guns, and you never thought to question, you just went on with your lives, 'cause all they'd taught you who to be was mothers, daughters, wives. You can only just remember the tears your mothers shed as they sat and read their papers through the lists and lists of dead, and the gold frames held the photographs that mothers kissed each night, and the door frames held the shocked and silent strangers from the fight. And the first time it was fathers, the last time it was sons, and in between your husbands marched away with drums and guns, and you never thought to question, you just went on with your lives, 'cause all they'd taught you who to be was mothers, daughters, wives. And trumpet sounded once again, and the soldier boys were gone. And you drove their trucks and made their guns and tended to their wounds. And at night you kissed their photographs and prayed for safe returns. And after it was over, you had to learn again to be just wives and mothers when you'd done the work of men. So you worked to help the needy, and you never trod on toes. And the photos on the piano struck a happy family pose. And the first time it was fathers, the last time it was sons. And in between your husbands marched away with drums and guns. And you never thought to question, you just went on with your lives. 'Cause all they taught you who to be was mothers, daughters, wives. And then your daughters grew to women, and your little boys to men. And you prayed that you were dreaming when the call-up came again. But you proudly smiled and held your tears as they bravely waved goodbye. And the photos on the mantelpieces always made you cry. And now you're getting older, and in time the photos fade. And in widowhood you sit back and reflect on the parade of the passing of your memories as your daughters change their lives, seeing more to our existence than just mothers, daughters, wives. But the first time it